Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. It is now 5 o'clock at night, or in the evening, on Saturday the 18th of February 2023. This has slowed down. This is part of the driveway into the property. We have the regular pipe over here that right now the water is coming down so heavily, and I think this might have blocked off the pipe over on this side. I'm going to have to look at that later, but the water's flowing through here, and they said, well, we'll just go this way. So that's what's happening there. You can see here where the water was all the way over here as well. I mean, this whole area over the last day or two, the water was everywhere. So the water's flowing pretty good here. We're going to continue on. I'm going to show you where we were working on the road as well. So we're going to go up here. So that area there, I think the piping is just might be clogged, and it just got to be opened up again, which is not a big deal. I can do that at any time. We do have more rain coming. So again, here from this point here, this part here was the worst part of the entire road last year. It always stayed wet, and if you're looking, the trees were always shading everything, so it never got a chance to dry out. And so this was the worst spot. We put 4 loads of gravel in through this section right here. It ended up being 2/10 of a mile, and I will show you again, for those of you that have not seen it before, how this looks and how this is gonna, but this is very nice now. This is actually the best part of the road at this point in time. So again, this project is going to be a work in progress. We are working on things. The entrance now coming in, the first part of that for a couple hundred feet, more than a couple hundred, probably I'd say 500 feet down into the property is all stone now, and that is way, way better. And that was some pretty bad ruts in that area, and that is now really, really good. Again, there's going to be spots that are going to be needed to be touched up here and there, and that's okay. That's all part of, the process of stuff. But this part of the road is doing absolutely fantastic. It's holding up very, very well. And we did this in August of last year, I believe. So once we put this in, and then my neighbor came in with his box blade and smoothed everything out, because it was, again, if you remember, if you go back and look at those videos, it was kind of mounded in the center, and he took his box blade and he flattened everything out, and you can see, I mean, this looks just absolutely fantastic through this part. The rest of the road will get there. Again, this is going to be an extreme work in progress. Yesterday, we had the rain yesterday, and then it got cold, and we had a little bit of snow showers as well. So, then the rain had stopped, where the day before we had a monsoon type of rain down here, and that's why you saw all that water in the bunker. The bunker is now void of water, got it all out of there. And so that is good as well. I finished getting that out today. I was also moving more block, and I was just doing it by hand because everything is so wet and so muddy. So that takes some time. But out of the 30 blocks that I had picked up, I brought 20 more back there. And so, again, that's going to be, again, another work in progress. But I thought I would take you on this little hike today and show you where we're at, what we got done. So we're going to be coming up on that section here shortly. But so this part was to the spring box, okay? Now, what we're probably going to end up doing as we continue on with this, if we can get more loads in here and hit the tracks, we're going to be hitting the tracks themselves. We'll go over that further section where we just walked in as well, to build up an even better base. And so it's going to be maintenance on this, obviously, for several years until it really gets packed down. I know that my neighbor had brought in, a few loads of crush and run the previous year. And so, you know, and he had put them in here, and then we had put in a bunch of stone ourselves. And, you know, just, now this section up here we're coming up to was part of the section where we had them do from a part of the 4 loads as well. This section up here was a bad area as well. Now you can see right here in the road, that section there obviously is something that is going to be needs to be worked on. Again, you're talking about runoff coming off the hill, so there could be a spring, or it's just, you know, more runoff coming. And so, but so that actually starts here. This little section was pretty bad as well, and that's why we had them start farther back here and hit this section. And but moving forward, guys, the game plan is to focus. And again, so you can see a spring coming out of here. The water's coming out again. The game plan moving forward is to focus on the tracks where we're going to drive. We want the stone to go as far as we possibly can have it go. We don't need to have the stone in the center, right? We can, you know, we're going to be driving on the tracks. So if we can lay the stone in heavy on the tracks, you know, that's going to be the way that we're going to do this moving forward. Now, some parts we've done full coverage, as you know. When coming in to the property, we went full coverage on the road. I thought it was important to hit that whole area with full coverage. And when he comes in next time, again, I will have him, you know, go farther back and put more in that area further down. So eventually, everything will meet. Like I said, this section here, not terrible, a little bit of crappiness there, but we'll hit this whole section right here with gravel, again, just in the tracks. And so even in here, it doesn't have to be super heavy in this part, but I think, again, it's important to keep that base squared away. I figure, if I had to guess, how many more loads, right? Well, conservative guess, and this being conservative, once we get all the gravel from up on top down in here, and again, the road travels, as we're going to go around, it travels up. And the gravel pile, you can probably see it up there, hopefully right there on the hill. Once we get all that gravel in here, that's going to get us much, much further along. This section here, right now where we're walking, again, hitting these ruts is going to be huge. And so part of that is going to be, we're just going to extend where we left off up here, and we're coming up to the spot where we had put in 4 loads of stone. It was a really, really bad section. This section here can get really, really sloppy as well, okay? But, all right, so we're gonna come up here, and you're gonna see what we have done. You can see some of the stone here, okay? So some of it's here. We were almost out of stone by this point. So, but, or is this even part of it? No, I don't think this is. No, we hadn't gotten this far. This is stone that was in here from before. All right, we're coming up. Here we come. We're coming up on it. My bad. But you can see there's gravel in the road here, okay? A lot of stuff has gotten, the mud and crap has gotten washed out, and that gravel that was here before, you can see that. A lot of rocks, okay? You're seeing a lot of big rocks, big rock right there, all these rocks. We need to build this back up again with gravel so that it's going to make it easier to travel through here. But, okay, so now this is where we ended with the gravel. What I'm going to show you here up around the bend, this is 4 loads in a dump trailer, focusing again on the ruts, as you can see, building that up. This is so much better now driving when you hit this part. There's going to be touch-ups. I need more here, need more here, okay? There's going to be those touch-ups that are going to be needed, but we got a really good base in through here now in those ruts. This was a section here that was pretty bad. We laid it in pretty heavy in right here. So, you know, and you would think, well, that doesn't look like a whole lot of stone, right? It was a lot of stone. It was 5 of us shoveling this stone in, and it was a lot of work, and we did 4 dump trailers, not completely full, obviously, but I would say, if I had to guess, 1,500 pounds a load. So it may not look like a lot of stone, but it definitely makes a huge difference in the road. It is definitely much, much better. So again, we're going to come up, and this is where we had started. Obviously, we have to hit this more, okay, but this is where we had started. And if I turn around here, you can see around the turn there. So decent section. Obviously still needs more in there, but there are definitely worse sections. I'm going to come up here to this turn up here and show you this up here. Now, this is not my property, okay? I have an easement for the road to go into my property. But I can also, I have the right to work on the road to make the road better. And that's what we're trying to do. So you can see here the water coming down off the hill as well. And there's a tear in the pipe here. I mean, it's completely separated. So the water all comes in. It's hitting here. And then part of it's still flowing over. And then it's going down here. I have on both sides of my property, I have, I have the creeks on both sides of the property. So a lot of water, a lot of access to water. I have a couple of springs on the property, as you guys know. And so, yeah, we're going to have water. We're not going to be short of water anytime soon, as far as that goes. But so that's what we got, guys. Around here, this is going to be a section that we're probably going to save for last, to be honest with you, because if we put the money into fixing this section, all right, now we can put stone up through this part here, okay, we definitely do that, but where we have to take this pipe out, we got to pull that pipe out, put a new pipe in, put the stone in, and then hit this whole area with a couple of loads of gravel. That's going to not be cheap. So it's right now it's more, it's smarter, I guess is the right term, to work on the parts that we can work on. If we can, oh, that's kind of muddy. We can work on the parts that need to be worked on right now. We're going to walk up here again real quick, and then I'll just kind of show you where we have it squared away now, where it looks really, really good. Again, it's going to be a continuous work in progress. The road is way better than it was, so that's helpful. There's still a lot of work to do. I think that tomorrow I'm going to focus on trying to get a couple of loads of gravel in here. You can see the gravel in here that we had put in here before. And so he had put in the crush and run. So that is getting ate up. We had to go, obviously, with the bigger stone. And so I'm going to walk up to this point. We had put 1 truckload from the pickup truck up in this spot right here. I had a full load on the truck, and we were going to come down and hit that area there. But I bottomed out because the ruts right here were so bad that it was ridiculous. So we ended up putting a lot of stone here, a lot of stone there, and then we came down and put some more here, and we put some more in this area as well. And that made a big difference. So, because I literally, on this here, I bottomed out with my truck. So I couldn't imagine what it would be like for somebody that had a car. So, trying to pick our spots, where we're going to work on, what we're going to be doing. And then, so as we continue with this, what I would have Danny do the next time when he comes down is start where he left off up here and then just backfill. Start dumping the gravel in this whole area so that we can build this up so it's better. And we're coming up to this point here, and I'll just show you this real quick. But this section here now, where we have gravel from here to the top, it's fantastic. This area up here where we have the stone now had some of the worst ruts, and I would have to get a running start to get up through this point. So, you know, from here on up, as you can see through this area, really nice now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 400 feet, I don't know, something like that. But it's 400 or 500 feet. But, you know, it's, again, this is unbelievably better than it was. Eventually, this whole road will look like that. Then what we will do moving forward from that point is we will basically be doing maintenance every year. Having gravel down here staged, hopefully down into the property. If we have a spot that needs to be hit, we'll hit that spot. And so that's going to be, like I said, it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight, but every load of gravel that we bring down in here, it's making it better and better. So you can see from up here where we hit that section. That section was horrific. Right around that turn here, okay, that section's still pretty bad. That will be getting worked on. And, you know, up in the lower meadow, there's definitely work up there that I want to do as well. I want to bring a truckload up there where I park. I got to put some gravel in that area where my tires sit because, you know, it's kind of worn out, some of that in that area. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here for now. This video is getting very long, and I know this is probably was a boring thing for you, but I'm trying to show what we're doing, the progress that we're making, you know, and so every step forward that we make makes things better. And again, these things, none of this is going to happen overnight. It's just not. You know, instant gratification. If you are in this lifestyle, folks, okay, there is no instant gratification unless you got a boatload of money. I do not have a boatload of money, so we do it as we can. And as we continue to make progress, things will get better. And before you know it, you know, if you want to check back probably like by June, you're going to be like, holy crap, look at how that is now. So, you know, and will we be done by June? Probably not. But I can guarantee you this, by the time June rolls around, we're going to have this in much better shape. Even if we, from up around that corner there, right, have them fill in this whole area, and load it up with gravel, that's going to make it better. Every bit that we get done, it's going to make it better. If you look there from this angle, again, you can see where we came in and we hit this whole area through here. That's a lot of stone in that area, believe it or not. And now that area is much nicer to drive on. It's still bad there. Again, that is on the list of areas that need to be taken care of. But we're going to get there, folks. Anyway, I'm going to jump off of here for now. I'm not even going to do my ending because we're already like 18 minutes into this video. But I figured I would take you for this walk. And I wanted to get a stretch of the legs anyway. And show you where we're at, what we have going on. We are making progress every day, trying to make some kind of forward progress. And that's what it's all about. But the road will slowly come together. And we will get it done. I still have a lot of gravel up on top that I can put down in this road. And so that's what we're going to continue to focus on doing. And I'm going to pick spots. I think the way I'm going to do it, to be honest with you, I'm going to do a load down through here and extend us, I don't care if it's 15 feet with a load. And then I'm going to take the second load in and hit the lower meadow in certain spots that need it there. And if I rotate it like that, before you know it, we will have a lot done. And that's the game plan. So hopefully when everybody comes down in March, if this rain ever stops too, that would be helpful. We can continue to get things squared away and make progress. All right, remember guys, I'm going to do it anyway. Remember, we're all in this together. We are one race called the human race. That's very important. If we could ever get to that point, we are going to be in much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, I'm washing off my boots. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you are going to be just fine. I'm real happy with the progress we made this last weekend in this area here. Again, big shout out to my neighbor. Big shout out to my crew that's part of my bug out group. Everybody worked extremely hard on this. It was not fun work, but this part of the road is definitely much better. And so that's the goal. All right, Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.